Greetings, everyone. So, as the video title states, um, I think there's a lot of people who have time to think now about what a lot of the so-called conspiracy theorists have said to them for years about there being an agenda for the climate. Um, but what concerns me more than anything else is the lack of attention or awareness given to the fact that there could be something more than just the climate going on here. And we clearly have a government entity that we cannot trust anymore as civilian people, clearly. Um, so I just have been flooded, and just the past 24 to 48 hours is when the real media blitz has begun in regards to revealing the geoengineering and terraforming agenda. And people are not understanding that there's also a biological and a eugenics agenda going on here. Uh, there is a wealth of information on that material as well. It's astounding to me that the civilian public has become either just so aloof and unconcerned with these matters, lost in their own lives, lost in their own cradles of reality, or they do know and they just cannot find the way to end this, knowing that we have a criminal justice department that represents its own interests. And while there does come a verdict every now and again, such as the Monsanto verdict recently, that they have to take one for the team in the spirit of keeping somewhat of a level of transparency with the civilian people. But this, to me, this is the last line, and that's why I'm in my fatigues, because this has really gone to that point now where we have mainstream media admitting that the geoengineering, the chemtrails that so many people were labeled as insane. I mean, I actually know people that ended up going to institutions because they were classified insane due to their belief that there was a geoengineering agenda going on. And now it has been proven to be reality. And while I'm certain many of these people are looking for vindication, I'm not one of them. All I want is for people to become aware and not believe everything that the media is telling you, and that there is much more going on here that you should be aware of. If you want a few keywords to research, I would suggest Morgelleons disease. I would suggest nano warfare, because this is what is happening. There's more than just this aerosol spray to blot out the sun for climate going on. And again, this is how they operate. This is their modus operandi. This is a distraction from what is truly happening on a greater level of awareness that many people are still not coming into. And those who are coming into this level of awareness are having difficulties which are dealt to them in their daily lives. Their personas are beginning to conflict with what they long thought was the truth. It's really when it comes time that mainstream media is admitting, chemtrails are real, it's time for a lot of people to start truly opening their eyes and examining their own convictions. And for the number of conspiracy theorists that were, labeled as insane, why would these people honestly lie to you? Why would they put their word on the line, their integrity, their credibility, if they didn't have some type of evidence to back it up? The evidence is overwhelming. And my honest hope is that with this recent media blitz about geoengineering actually happening, some of the media is trying to spin it like, oh, they're still researching it and it's not actually happening yet. It's been happening for decades. And that's how the government works. They will experiment on you as civilian people because you're open game to them. You honestly are. Uh, it's a bitter truth that I, too, have come to learn as an American, is that our government is conducting experiments on us, clandestine to many, and those who are aware are just targeted and discredited instantly. I mean, I have actually had people who I have been telling, yes, this is actually happening for a long time, becoming angry, becoming combative, that, we were right. How how can you have a complete lack of emotional mastery and control? Is just beyond me. It's absolutely beyond me. But I just the point of this video is trying to remind people there's more to this than just the climate. There is a biological agenda and there is a eugenics agenda happening. And if you live in the continental United States and abroad, most likely you are being experimented on as well. And there have been numerous instances in the past of the United States government, the deep state, having a bad track record when it comes to being completely forthcoming about these operations. Because it's a duality. While they are doing one thing with this hand, they are doing the complete opposite with the other in regards to conspiring against the civilian people of America that they claim to be serving. And there was an article this week in my local newspaper about how the Spokane Police Department now has another type of armored vehicle on top of the tank that they already have, because they know populated areas are going to become probably areas of martial law. Honestly, I mean, I don't want to say that because a lot of people start throwing around, wild theories and rumors. But honest to God, it's going to be martial law when the truth of what is actually happening in front of all of us becomes evident to everyone. There's just a complete other level of consciousness and awareness that a lot of people aren't going to be ready for, and they're going to react to it adversely. Yes, they're going to be angry. Yes, they're going to be unruly. I'm already watching it happen. It's unfolding before me now. But this is happening. The media is admitting it. Many of us on the conspiracy theorist side never thought that it would be admitted, but we knew that when the evidence did come and it did have to be admitted, that we need to inform people there's more going on here than just the climate. Don't get lost in the climate argument, because there is biological and eugenics warfare happening. And again, look it up yourselves. The media will only give you so much before you must become compelled to learn these answers on your own. And that's, as they say, the metaphorical rabbit hole begins, because the truth is just a simple thing, but there are controlling entities that have twisted it and have made it a very complex thing. They have indoctrinated people into thinking it's a very complex thing. And that's where we are now, right? That's why we're having this discussion right now. So I'm trying to think of some of the other things that caught my eye during the past week. Updates with the Area Heights water crisis, little to nothing. Still a bunch of courtroom documents and legislation. Still people that are sick and hoping to be compensated, but will probably end up passing on during the proceedings, and only their family will be given compensation. Sacrifice. There's also growing evidence about the DEWs in California, the conspiracy videos about the direct energy weapons being used to start the California fires has been a big hit on YouTube. And this is refreshing to me because more people are becoming aware of this. I mean, think what you want about it, but if it's getting a lot of views, then at least we have evidence getting out there. And I'm telling people right now, when the government does act against you and they order the troops to come in, disarm you, arrest you, take you to a camp, you are either going to do one thing or the other thing. You're going to submit or you're going to fight them. And I suggest if you end up fighting them, that you get organized with other people that are going to be fighting them, because it's going to be very swift. They're going to sweep in like a thief in the night. And I suggest you are prepared for it. Nobody wants to believe it. No civilian American wants to believe it. They still want to believe that the Constitution serves us and it does allow us the right to bear arms. But even here in Washington, assault weapons have been banned. Yet the military and the police use them at their will, and nobody questions it. Those who do question it are discredited. And the NRA, I fear, can be bought out. Everybody's got a price, right? And I do feel that at some point it's going to come to the NRA being bought out. And if you have a passport, you might consider getting out of the United States. Myself, I have a passport, and unless I get some type of offer for international business in regards to bringing renewable energy to any part of the developing world or another nation, I will remain in America, hoping that one day my technology will not be a threat to national security anymore, and that I can work with a governmental entity that I feel good about and I don't have questions about as they continue to conduct these experiments upon us all. So, in conclusion, media now admitting geoengineering is real, uh, meaning there's a lot more going on, biological eugenics, and there's also terraforming going on. Geoengineering and terraforming are, in essence, the same thing. And by terraforming, yes, I mean causing earthquakes, I mean causing typhoons. Now that they are admitting the weather is under control, most of the civilian masses are just going to be like, oh, blah, 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 and have their own statements on it. Nobody's going to question, what if they were making these superstorms? What if they were making money off the charity events that followed all of these superstorms? That's how the music industry operates. See, it's just another arm of the cabal. It's just another stone of this pyramid. In regards to my own correspondence with the secret societies, I still am trying to get another meeting with the gentleman from the lodge. However, he appears to be quite busy, and I don't know. Correspondence was good for a bit, and then it just kind of ended abruptly. So I'm hoping to hear from him soon to gather more information. But again, as of this point, I've not taken any oath, and I'm not sworn to anyone other than myself. And I think that people need to become intelligent and realize there is more to this geoengineering agenda than climate change. There is a biological and eugenics agenda, and I can't say it enough. And to all the conspiracy theorists that were vindicated and that went through hell trying to tell people the truth and convince them, I thank you, every one of you. You are making an effort to get the truth out there. And whether people believe you or not is not the goal. The goal is simply to make people aware and make them think for themselves. Our only agenda is the truth. And that's the plainest way I could put it for anybody. So please research the topics I shared today. Take a minute to hear what I said, and remember that as this governmental entity becomes more and more untrustworthy and reveals these crimes against you, they're going to want you to lay down. They're going to want you to conform to their rules and regulations and laws that serve only themselves. And there will come a point where they will put you under arrest. There will be martial law established. And that's going to be a sad day in America, but history repeats. And we saw this in Germany, did we not? I could tell you I was there, but nobody would believe me. So, until next time, be well, everybody. I hope to speak again here soon, and do your own research into what's really happening, because it will affect each and every one of us.